Hey everyone, this is Andrew at Plainview Farm. So this tractor, the battery that was on it whenever I bought it was not strong enough. So now that it's cold, I've got to jump start it in order to get enough juice. Of course it's pretty cold right now, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll just have to try it out and see. All right, let's make sure we've got positive and negative in the right spot here. And of course, I don't have to have this tractor running in order to feed hay, but I'd sure like to because I've never got to feed hay with it yet. And I don't know, if you're like me, that's just one of those things you enjoy. But if it doesn't work, we'll try the other tractor. All right. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Actually, let's try this again. Yeah, I don't think hope is lost just yet. We can't seem to gain very much spinning power here. At least not sustained. Oh, there's puff smoke. All right. It's shown too much life. Now I'm going to give it the can of make it start. That'll do it. So, I got to use the, I don't have a Cap 2 top link because I don't have any Cap 2 implements. So, we're going to move our big pin down, put the smaller pin in. It's a little bit loose, but it's not going to hurt anything for what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to hook up our bale spear. Fortunately, it's already got a bale on it. See if we can mess with the top link here and get where we need to be. Oh, we get pretty close. Alright, we're all hooked up now. Like I said, good thing is we already got the bale on there. Just need to grab one more thing before we go on through. This. Got a job for this. We'll just hang that right there. I'm sure that'll work. We'll hit the M. See that dog, they're going to come after him. They do not like dogs, so having a livestock guardian dog has not necessarily gone exactly the way I planned. But what else is new? Did I mention that the goats are afraid of him too? Oh well, I still like him. Come on, cows. Come on, babies. So, I'll take just a minute to talk about what I'm doing here. Last year, I fed hay all in the same place all year. Try to build up some manure, a bit of a compost pile. That could be spread on the pastures. Of course, I don't have the manure spreader ready to go, so really can't use it as of right now. But one of the issues with that is that I really don't have a good place to do it. I don't have a barn to do any kind of deep bedding, you know, where I can put sawdust or wood chips or straw or whatever, you know, for all the animals to bed in order to help build up the quality of the compost, the fertilizer that I plan to put on the fields. So I'm going to do something different this year, something I've never done. I have rolled out bales before, done that, you know, not had any issues there. But something I've never done is bale grazing. And just to do some quick math for you, they say to put, at least this is all based on what I've read, okay? So the rule of thumb is 5 bales of hay per acre whenever you are bale grazing. And of course, I'm not doing this exactly the way they say to, because I haven't set all the bales out here, you know, at one time just to set out here. I'm gonna move them out here and set them out as I'm feeding. But anyway, they say to set up using 5 bales per acre. At least that's what I've read. And I've also read that cattle, beef cattle specifically, that the nitrogen, the NPK value of dry manure is, or solid manure, is, what was it, 7, 4, and 7. A typical cow will produce 75, you know, pounds or so of manure per day. So I'm going to say that my cows, because they're half or so smaller than a conventional cow, I'm going to say that they'll be somewhere around 45 pounds per day, or 40 pounds per day. We'll use that. If you figure 40 pounds per day from your smaller cows, like I have, and we're going to say with the calves that we have, and then the heifer that we're going to breed, and the steer that's ready to be processed or coming near ready to be processed, we're going to say we have a total of 7 cow units on the property here, okay? And cow units, that is like full-grown cows. So 7 units producing 40 to 45 pounds of manure a day. Now you multiply that by the 7 units, what would that be? 280, okay, yeah. So about 280, right? About 280 pounds per day is what we're getting out of our cows. So at 280 pounds, over 60 days on this little paddock right here, it's 2.5 acres, and we are bale grazing again, and I'm feeding last year's hay, so it's not gonna go as far as fresh hay would. So we end up with, I think the number was 16,800 pounds of manure over a period of 60 days. Now, you divide that by the 2.6 acres and then divide it by 2,000 pounds, and you end up with, I think the number was something like 22, 13, 22 in NPK, right? 747 is what we say that the manure or the fertilizer value of manure, dry manure, is. At least that's what I read. So somewhere in the neighborhood of 22, 13, 22 on this 2.5, 2.6 acres that I have out here. Now, I feel like that's pretty good. Obviously, I prefer deep bedding, and the reason I prefer deep bedding is because you get to add other material in that also has a fertilizer value, such as the wood chips or sawdust, you know, those kinds of things. But given what I've got going on, I honestly think this is the best thing for me to do right now. We're gonna see. We're gonna start this experiment. We're gonna feed about 13 bales out here over the next 60 days. And then come springtime, come growing season, we'll see what happens. So, kind of excited about it. But right now, we need to drop this bale and get out of the way of the cows. Now, one of the things that we need to do in order for this to work properly, in order to keep the cattle from damaging the soil out here in the pasture, we need to cut them down to where they can't basically have the whole thing. So we're gonna pull a strand of poly wire across in order to fence them out. All right, first thing we're gonna do, let's hook our wire on down here at this post. We'll work our way up this direction. Hang the reel on this wire up here by the road. Come back, set all our posts in, and watch the magic happen. Yeah. I literally just gave you a bale of hay. So the way I do this is I just go through and put a post, I guess about where I think I need one. And I've used the tread-in posts in the past. I don't like them because they get brittle and they break. All right, I think that'll work. Look at that, nice, pretty, straightish line. Doesn't that look good? Man, what a fine machine. Now, one thing I'm gonna do is to save this last post to set right here, like that, on this hook to hold it from sliding around here on the fence wire. Now, it can still move around, but hopefully it won't pop off of there as easy. Oh yeah, that isn't too bad. Maybe it has just a little bit of a curve in it, but pretty straight for temporary fences I usually put up. Drop it down in a second here. That'll get us home a little faster. Oh, there's Bo all the way down there. He's coming back. He knows we're coming home. he wants so bad to be out here. I feel kind of bad for him. Like I said, the whole purpose in taking him in was to make a livestock guardian out of him, but cows can't stand him because, I don't know, there must have been something that happened with a dog in the past that they don't like him. And the goats are scared of him, so. Oh well, we'll love him all the same. Turned cold in a hurry. It was toasty yesterday, freezing today. Hey Mo. Say buddy. We'll let the tractor run a little bit more before we shut it off. That's not nearly long enough to run that tractor. It may very well end up with some wet stacking going on because it really never got hot. It may have got warm, but it didn't get hot. Mo, come on. Come on. Come on, Mo. Come on. Out. Out. Here we go. All right, well, I'm gonna go shut the tractor off, finish up chores, and go in and warm up. So, I hope y'all have a wonderful day and have a happy Thanksgiving as well, if this video posts when I think it will. Hope you have a good one. So, as always, I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Uh-oh. Got a leaky pilot valve. Oh, man.